Here we are at the holy well of St. Brigid of Kildare. I've brought you with me to Ireland, and this is the city where St. Brigid founded her monasteries in the late 5th and early 6th centuries. And from that time, she has been beloved of all of Ireland. She's one of Ireland's patron saints. And in fact, she carries with her some of the gifts of the ancient Celtic people, who also looked towards a woman named Brigid as a guide for them through the seasons of the year. So St. Brigid has a feast day on February 1st. And for the Celtic people, this is the feast day that brings us in to the season of spring, of new life, where the darkness of the winter is just beginning to turn into the coming light of the spring. So she is a prophet of transitions. She's a woman and a guide, a mentor who can help us through transitions in our own life when we're birthing something new or we're letting go of something old. So I'd like to teach you a dance inspired by St. Brigid today. And the imagery is darkness to light, night into day, wellspring of wisdom, show me the way. So if you're ready, let us enter into this meditation on St. Brigid and let her teach us her way. Now, I'll teach you this dance prayer in two parts. The first part, I'll teach you the gestures, in case you'd simply like to pray this as a prayer with your hands. And then, if you feel more adventurous than that, you can stick around and learn the foot pattern and have a dance that moves through space. All right, so let's begin with the gestures. So the first image in the refrain is darkness to light. So for this image, I invite you to put your right hand down at a diagonal and your left arm up on that same diagonal, creating one long line of energy. And then you're going to lift your right arm like this. So you accomplish that by tipping your torso from down to up. And you can imagine that this movement is like a lifting of the sun in the sky, or bringing on the spring as it comes to the new year. Darkness to light. And the second line is night into day. So now switch your arms so that now your left arm is pointing downwards and your right one's up, and you go night into day. All right, let's try that with me singing that part of the refrain. Darkness to light, night into day. Good. Now the next line is wellspring of wisdom. So you can imagine that you are at Brigid's well. In the following video, you'll see that there's a beautiful well, and many of the pilgrims come and tie ribbons on the tree to bring their prayers to St. Brigid and to God. So now we're going to imagine that we're dipping our hands into that well. So it goes like this: wellspring of wisdom. So a little bit on the left and then on the right. So let's try that together. Wellspring of wisdom. Letting that water splash up and bless you. And then the final line is show me the way. And now you take your right hand in front of your heart that's seeking from the depths, seeking God's guidance. And you circle there, show me the way, so that you can move forward. Great. Let's try that whole refrain together, and I'll sing it for us, starting this way. Darkness to light, night into day, wellspring of wisdom, show me the way. Beautiful. All right, so now the verses. The refrain will be repeated throughout and interspersed with verses. So the first verse is about you're the way of compassion, the doorway of welcome. So I invite you to imagine that you're going on a walk, a stroll with God. So let your hands go behind your back like this, and then just simply kind of sway right and left. So it'll go, you're the way of compassion, the doorway of welcome, the pathway of mercy and joy. Great. Now the second half of every verse raises a question and explores those times in our life when we are afraid or we lose our way. So in this verse, though I walk into darkness, so you let your right hand lift up and then carry you backwards, as if you're retreating or going into a shadow in a way. Though I walk into darkness and you're looking downwards, then we pray, may you bring me to daylight. And now your left hand lifts up and brings you forward. May you bring me to daylight. And then the last line is again, show me the way. So let me sing that and we'll try it together. Though I walk into darkness, may you bring me to daylight. Show me the way. Great, and then we would go back to the refrain, darkness to light. Okay, second verse. Second verse is imagery of the river of justice, abundance and plenty. So let your right hand sway back and forth so that you are like following the flow of the river, that beautiful water, the spring that's flowing from Brigid's well. The river of justice, abundance and plenty. And then when we come to the second half of the verse, again, this time it will be, though my vessel is empty, let your spring rise within me. So the same motion of retreating and then coming forward, and then show me the way. Great. Then we would have the refrain, and then on to the third verse. So the third verse is imagery of the garden. You are garden of virtues. And for that, I'm going to invite you to let your hands lift up as if they're plants growing and thriving in God's care. You're a garden of virtues, the mansion of gladness, the sun and the moon in the sky. And then, again, though I wander away from the family of heaven, show me the way. Great. So that's the whole song, and you can go forward and pray that as a gesture prayer. Now, if you are feeling adventurous, I'll next teach the foot pattern, and you can jump into that if you'd like to. All right, so for this, we begin with the same gesture with our right hand down, but this time we're going to take that in a circle turning, and you're going to turn to your right. So you go like this, darkness to light. Beautiful. And then we'll do that on the other side. So this time your left hand is down and you're going to turn to the left. Night into day. And then we have wellspring of wisdom. So for this, you're going to do a little bit of a waltz step. So you're going to step on your left foot because we're on this side. Wellspring. So there's a little 1, 2, 3 of wisdom. 1, 2, 3. So let's try that again and I'll sing it. Wellspring of wisdom. Great. And then we have show me the way. So this time you're going to show me, and as you put your arm forward, you step forward on your left foot. So you're presenting yourself on that path that God's calling you on. Okay, so let's try that whole refrain with the movements, and I'll sing it, starting this way. Darkness to light, night into day, wellspring of wisdom, show me the way. Great. All right, now on to the verses. The first verse is about going on a journey. So you have some choices here. If you'd like to simply walk on a journey, you can do that for 8 counts and go on that little stroll with God. Another option would be that you do a traditional waltz step, so that you would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can take that in a little bit of a circle if you like, and that would be for 8 counts. A third option would be to try a little bit of an Irish dance step. Since Brigid is one of the patron saints of Ireland, it would only make sense. Now, if you've studied Irish dance, you could probably do this step a little bit better than I, but I will attempt it. So this traditional 3-step, 1, 2, 3 step, is if you step on your right foot to begin, instead of stepping behind with your second foot, you go forward like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, forward, step forward, step forward. So that gives it a little bit more of a lilt, shall we say. So let me try singing or humming through that verse. So you see if you try one of those 3 options for 8 counts. All right? So we begin. La da da dum, da da dum, la dee da, la dee dum, la da dum, la dee dum, la da. Great. Now we're ready for that part of the verse that's about retreating. So you're going to do that by taking 4 steps on a diagonal behind you like this. Though I wander, though I walk into darkness, may you bring me to daylight. So then 4 steps forward on this diagonal. And then finally, show me the way. Okay, so that is the first verse. Similarly, on the second verse, you're going to do whichever foot pattern you've chosen while you do the river motion for 8 counts. And then you retreat 4 steps, come forward 4 steps, and then show me the way. And the third verse, again, the garden of plenty, you are choosing whichever foot pattern, and at the end of that you retreat and come forward. And then you have the refrain once again to complete the prayer. All right, now you have it. The dance is yours. And may Brigid be your guide as you go with her and make that journey from darkness to light. Blessings.